Hello.
We are
It's the
here.
Thursday.
Howdy.
I'm gonna turn the stay tuned off.
It is Thursday.
It's a quiet night here in Murder City. That you can see the Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis?
Nighttime. I saw something about, let me see if I can pull it up. Was this the game where like they're rendering the teeth of NPCs?
Yeah, that's something that Simone shared with me as well.
Nice.
I'm hopeful that this game will look good enough for streaming. I'm gonna try to save PC resources everywhere I can. I've turned the settings down quite a bit because even if I wasn't streaming, this game does have some issues. That being said, I've still had like a ton of fun playing this week, and it still gives me everything I want from a city builder and Skyline's particular brand of it. And it's add some like smart, interesting improvements, tweaked some things, and I'll try to show you all that as well as my specific city here. This is Murder City. We're out near the airport. What is it? I guess west of Abattoir, which is the kind of like happening entertainment business district in the center of the city. It's where that big tower is. Those skyscrapers you're seeing there is specifically their business corporate district, and those smokestacks is the small space of oil derricks and oil refining that we have here nestled up next to the neighborhoods in
It's so pretty. I just finally loaded up the stream. Oh my gosh.
You can. It's always been cool that you can really zoom up in these games. And as Tina was saying, apparently somebody found that the humans, which I'm trying to get up close to one, are very high poly because they have lots of body types.
See those teeth.
To reflect the diversity and like potentially their health in some ways. And the tweet was saying that somebody had discovered that it includes rendering their teeth. But you don't see the teeth if you just zoom all the way in. Their mouths are closed. But somebody else was pointing out that typically when you have something like that, the game doesn't render the thing you can't see.
Right.
And
the
these
models might have teeth, but they're not necessarily rendered in memory unless you get literally close enough to them to.
I did not mean to zoom out that far. Sorry, let me get back.
Well, actually, hang on. I do want to see the geographical.
Actually, yeah. Let me get the geographic situation. If I do that, yeah, I can't see the district names. So we have. I started here. This is Blood Quarter and Sharpened Point, which is a nice neighborhood. Blood Quarter is kind of the first downtown. It is where City Hall is, right here. Sorry, I know that sometimes I move the camera fast with these games, so I'm trying to be aware of that, and I want to zoom down in a little closer so that doesn't affect us as much. But yeah, that's City Hall here in Blood Quarter. So there's some, skyscrapers where people live, some corporations. I love that the game now has for dividing the kind of, because just like SimCity, you make your zoning. Like this is a city building games are about zoning. So you have low density, medium density, high density. Two kinds of high density. You have like low rent housing, which is an interesting thing that gets into something I'll get into later. But you have row housing for medium density. It's a separate kind of thing from small apartments, so you can really give this kind of like, when you think about like downtowns, they kind of like slope up. Like you go from lowest density to highest density, and you get, that's like how I like cities try to look, and it looks nice because you kind of have like, and it makes all the like tallest buildings that cast shadows all in one place, sort of, and the lower, the farther away you get from that, it keeps shadows fair. So that's the ideal, and it's nice to design cities that way, and you can be that refined with it in this game, which I very much enjoy.
So do you decide the zoning, or is it decided for you and you like follow it like a guideline?
So I'm painting it. I just lay down roads, and I'll do a little of that in a bit. I lay down roads, and then and around the roads are these like grids that I zone, and I choose what to put there.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. Nice. I like that they added the row houses because like, I don't know, that is a cool distinction that like in certain areas, like especially areas with like, like some sort of industry, history of industry, right? Like they build row houses, so there are urban single family homes in high density,
I muted
as
myself.
opposed to
Yeah,
like
I know. I love how
right,
they
like
look. They fit also as a city builder in this game specifically. They fit so well on the grid because they can be anywhere from 1 to 5 length, but they're always 1 wide.
yeah.
So you can really squeeze them in there.
Nice.
Man, I love a row house.
Yeah. So that's
Zoning is pretty interesting, honestly. I never knew anything about it up until I took a real estate class at college, or it was specifically about just like the idea of property and who controls it, and they were like, oh yeah, zoning, it just like completely changes the way that a city is. And I was like, whoa.
I,
That's crazy.
I'm always curious.
Oh, I should
How
also
it
mention another
works.
thing I love is they have mixed housing now, where it has commerce on the bottom and housing above. Which,
Oh,
if you think about it, is
nice.
what
Yeah.
most cities are, and the fact that these games never had that was like
It's
very
very
annoying.
common,
So
right?
yeah, that's also really, really nice thing.
I was about to say, like, one of the things in New York that would always I would wonder is in New York, in Brooklyn specifically, a lot of the streets sort of fall into this pattern where it is mixed housing. So it's, the business on the bottom, housing on top, on the main avenues, and on like certain parallel streets. And then on the perpendicular streets to that, it's usually just homes. And I was always like, is that those streets zoned for that, or is that just the way this city fell? Right?
It's a good question that I don't actually know the
Yeah.
answer to, but that is how I try to think about it. I don't know if this game wants you to do that. I think about traffic and that, like, well, I only want people who live here to have to go down the street, and I want the people who
Right.
like are going shopping to just go down these streets. And so I think about that way because as I'll get to it, traffic becomes one of the main things you have to think about in this game. And even though I hate the idea of transit being traffic forward,
Yeah, why
it
can't we
does.
make it a walkable city?
But you can, and you
No.
should. You should invest in traffic
Oh,
in
you
transit
can?
because it makes traffic better. But you need traffic for certain
Okay.
things. Certain things can only be done, like, for the most part, bringing in supplies to the city, which we'll get to also, is based on your traffic.
Nice. Also, am I still quiet, chat? Or should I
I
just speak
boosted
up?
you while you were talking, so hopefully
Great,
that was
thank you.
enough. Oh yeah, roundabouts are a thing you
Boosted.
can do. I feel like cars don't use them as smartly, so they're not always an improvement. You really have to think about the kind of places you use them, it feels like. It's also possible, though, that some things are bugs in this game that just released. Like, it may be refined. Some things may not work as well as they should. So what was I trying to get? Oh, I guess I was talking about the neighborhood. So yeah, we talked about row houses. There's a ton of row houses in Skull District. I guess actually no, they're mostly in Blood Quarter. They're over here. But as you go, I guess south of Blood Quarter, you get to Skull District, which is where we have the
Murder Street.
the Murder City Skulls. They play the American football here. We have the Sunburn Strip down on the coast.
Did you name all these yourself?
Yeah, I named the districts. So you can see like the
Oh.
population and the breakdown of like the residents, their age, their education.
Nice.
So we have Murder Street is the original street. I mean, this is the highway people originally came in on.
At what point do you get to run a Hunger Games?
And then I kept kind of these forests because I wanted the city to look like it had, because I think about that, cities have forests. These games kind of encourage you to just like build as much city as possible. But I left that there, and I love a new thing in this game, which is how it does like extraction industries, basically. And so in this one, you have your regular just industry that you put down there. But if you want, say, lumber, you build this thing, and I'm trying to make it show me where I put them. Is it this? Okay, so this spot is actually something I plopped down, and then around it, I built this border that I can kind of change here to show you. That literally, like, it's like painting in an object in After Effects or Photoshop. and and it has like a circle around it, its maximum distance. But essentially, that's how much potential resources it could harvest. And so then that produces lumber, and then that can be exported out of my city or used by my industry that, like, for example, makes furniture. That uses lumber. So if I can harvest my own lumber, that's a more efficient industry. This is a farm that had to be specifically on farmland, and I'll show there's resources. So that's yellow is under there. If I look at the map I haven't built on, there's some ore over here, oil, farmland. I built recently a huge farm out here because there's a bunch of fertile land. So this is providing me a bunch of wheat, and you can actually go down and break this down. How much is like how much my city needs versus how much my city is consuming. And so I still have this huge grain deficit, even though I built a bunch of grain farms. But we have a surplus of oil, so we actually ship that out or process it into other things that we can export. But oil will run out, so you can't build an economy. Oh, thank you. You can't build an economy purely on oil. It will eventually run out. Luckily, my economy is not mostly built on oil. It turns out we export a lot of software. Oh, we did. Oh, we have a deficit now? Oh, this is interesting. That doesn't make... Are we... I have to figure this out later. Because I thought I just had a huge surplus of software. So what was I... Neighborhoods. We have Skull District. Shiv Town is a smaller neighborhood where I tried to have closer houses, and then they would, take up smaller, to see if I could actually like literally have a neighborhood that's denser. And it did work. So I've like used this as like if I need a place with a lot of houses, because down here is the demand for a different kind of zoning. So if there's not demand for a kind of zoning and I plop it down somewhere, nothing grows there. But right now I have pretty much demand in everything but offices. So if I build, people will go there.
I do think it's funny, the idea that everyone's pointing out of like a software deficit. Like,
yeah,
so we're running low on software.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that means.
We need apps.
I mean, I'm picturing like either there's not enough software engineers, in the field, or maybe that, this is the era of like floppy disks and stuff, and they just like don't have enough of them.
I think it may be
maybe it's microchip shortage, or motherboard shortage. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe, I guess it is possible these other... Yeah, okay. Software is used by these other industries.
Okay.
So yeah, so we have here service... And service industries, too. So my material goods... Oh, man. Yeah, I gotta figure out... Yeah. This is a problem for later. Yeah. We also, next, this has really grown. We have the Corpse Valley Business Zone. That's where most of my heavy industry is. The recently constructed industrial port, cargo harbor.
How many hours into the game are you?
This is a city. Yeah, gosh, I'm scared to see how long my Steam thing will tell me.
I'm just wondering how long it takes to build a city like that.
I've definitely played quite a bit because I've spent most nights just watching Star Trek Next Generation and playing this game.
That
yeah,
really
I'm up to 69 hours. No joke.
Nice.
Nice. We gotta stop playing.
Yeah.
So end it right here.
Corpse Valley. Technically, the first industry zone I built was this island because I wanted to separate it and the pollution it creates from the rest of my city, and I just call it the Crucible. Now, I want to say, as much as this is called Murder City, it's a very thoughtful, forward-thinking city. Most of our energy is clean or comes from burning our garbage. So if we have to burn something, we're actually reducing our landfill space. We use a lot of recycling.
Now, hang on. Clayton.
Yes.
Bad things happen when you burn garbage.
I know. It's not the worst. It's not the best thing, and I want to convert to solar. But you also have to do something with the garbage, and it's either burn it or have a huge amount of recycling. But it's like I can show... it's interesting to me to see this because I think it's an honest way to show this. I hope it's not a bug. Is that the hardest thing I have had in my services? Or no, wait, where do I show this? I think it is just if I open this window. No. So here is my status. I am producing 434 tons of garbage, and I'm able to process 278 of that. And that process means burning it or recycling it. So I have a huge deficit still, and that is the best I've ever gotten this. It's usually been way over here, and that means it's farther than it can go, because I was just processing so little compared to how much I was creating. And I'm okay because I opened up a whole nother island and built a huge garbage dump there. So like I'm doing what I can.
Problem solved.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like this is a real city problem, and it's actually, if you want to go into the politics of it, and Europe does a lot more garbage burning, and they found ways to do it cleaner than you'd think, considering. And we almost do not do it at all in America.
Really?
Yeah, we mostly do landfills and dumps and ship it to other countries.
Big question for you, Clayton. What neighborhood in your city is most likely to spawn a vigilante superhero?
Oh, that's a good question. A specific neighborhood. I guess it would have to be, I feel like, one of the downtowns, which would either be the Blood Quarter. I mean, they have a graveyard, which I like in this game. They can actually create some well-being and recreation, like a park, because that's actually what they do in most cities. And in most games, they would just be annoying like traffic thing. So you'd want to keep them kind of like far away from your downtowns. But now in a way, they provide something, and I like that they can add to that aesthetic, in addition to providing that. But yeah, I don't know if it's a spooky vigilante. But yeah, we've got City Hall and all the corrupt politicians. I'm sure there's something there. But yeah, as I move, I guess I'm deciding that the coast is on the south. So as we move west, and this is the way the kind of city expanded, that's the way I'm explaining this. At the edge of the Skull District is the very new, I built this last night, Technical University, which I love the way buildings give you these bonuses. So this one gives me a 10% industrial efficiency and a 10% office efficiency, which is good because I mean, literally that will like reduce traffic in some ways. Like it's more complicated than that, but at the base level, like that's a good thing because it solves more traffic or helps traffic. But it also is a university that educates a lot of my population. You quite literally want education. You want to think about education because higher educated jobs pay higher taxes. But you can't get too unbalanced here because your city, or you become too reliant on like importing the things you don't have. But it's again more complicated than that. So that's why it took me like literally until last night to actually build my own university. If we keep moving, we have Abattoir, which I mentioned at the beginning of this video. It was the entertainment. It's where we have our major hospital. There's medical don't worry. People praise the insurance and health, not the insurance. They praise the healthcare in my city, except this person. So maybe I shouldn't. I should check. Oh damn! I'm completely wrong. Everyone's talking about how bad the healthcare is in the city right now.
Oh no!
I'll have to figure out why that is. But we have a hospital here. We have a observation tower. There's a film actor's mansion is here. And this is one of the special buildings you get. So as you're building and you accomplish goals, like here's one, a requirement. Have medium density housing buildings. That just means like build a lot. And most of them are that kind of requirement. So just as your city gets built bigger, you generally will just slowly unlock these. And they're unique buildings that you get to put down, and they provide a little bonus, which is cool. Well-being is like if I can find a human being, they have like a happy. Oh my gosh, this guy's homeless.
That reminds me of happiness and civilization, and I remember that was like when I first started playing, such a pain to keep track of and try to keep up. I don't know. I felt like my citizens were always angry at me.
You can do a little, I think people jokingly call it your FBI watch list, but you can follow citizens and you put it here. and I can go check out what's Rachel Emerson doing. Oh yeah, Rachel Emerson arrived on an airplane, and I was just like, where is this person going? I want to see how my transit allows them to get home because they're using a bus, or they're using a tram, a streetcar. My city has this elevated streetcar, which I kind of hacked because it's not like in the previous game you built a road with like a streetcar built into it, but here if you want it elevated you kind of have to do it yourself. So it's a little kludgy, and I'm worried. I just saw one of my trains going on the wrong side, and I'm not sure why. But I'll have to get to that. So Abattoir is a big neighborhood, and it has this cool this road that I built called Strip Street, and all along it is basically, you know, department stores and housing with shops on the bottom. So that I think of this as like the most happening district in the city, I guess. I don't know. Again, it's where the film actor lives. And then over here on this like loop that kind of completes Butcher Boulevard, which goes up and around, is the big corporate skyscraper. And this was cool. I didn't like exactly plan which buildings would grow here, but they kind of like had the taller ones in back. And I wish it did that the whole way around, but and then we have, at the end of this island, it kind of looked like a big mouth, like a monster. So this is the lower maw and the upper maw.
Oh, that does look like a scary monster's beak.
And then I know they're not by the mouth down here, but these are the fangs.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah.
the lower maw is mostly just, you know, smaller neighborhoods, smaller houses, and then a small industrial zone here at the tip. Just because if you know, you can feel like maybe just to like reduce the pollution and impact on my city, I want all my industry in one spot. Just keep it all there, downwind of everything, so it can't influence it. But your businesses and stuff need things from industry, so you'll create really bad traffic problems if you don't have a little bit of industry spread throughout. So that's why I kind of spread it around a bit. And yeah, literally, when you build industry in this game, try to like plop it down. It helpfully turns on the wind direction.
Oh, cool.
Which you can also just turn on yourself if you want to know that. But that tells you like, okay, I should put these pollution things down here so wind just blows out here. And then that's also why my industry is at this part of the island. It just blows down and away from everything else. But that turned out to not be perfectly planned, and I'll show you why later. This is also where the airport is. And the fangs, I wanted like a tourist zone, so I unlocked some of the like tourist attractions, and I was like, let's put them in kind of one zone. So we got this guy, this big statue holding a orb, which I appreciated. I guess it's a planet.
Love orb.
I never looked that closely at it. Yeah, it's the Earth.
He is pondering his orb.
Pondering orb. And yeah, it's a pretty dense island, even though it's small. And then we also have the lower Fang, where I put a water park. I wish these. I hope they add this sometime to like make this actually look full of people. But because if part of the game's allure is like zooming down and watching how people get around.
Yeah, I want to see all the people running around in the water park, getting sunstroke and throwing up. Ooh, airport.
Ooh, man, that plane is landing right in front of a planet that's trying to take off, I think.
Ooh.
Maybe that one also just landed? I don't know. I can also... Any person or vehicle, you can click this button and it'll just follow. And then you can also go into this mode. And then you can just, you know, have a nice relaxing tour through your city.
That sounds nice.
And that's something I like doing a lot in this game, honestly. I think it's one of the allures of this game. That's one of the cool special kind of bridge types you can build back there that...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a really slow takeoff. I didn't think that's what was happening. Well, here we go. We'll get a bird's eye view. Yeah, of the bridge into the fangs. And a look at... Oh, that's the other university. We have 2 colleges in the town. I consider this the kind of technical college because it's out by the airport. Oh, okay, that thing phased out. And let's see. Connections. I'll say this for people who are interested in this sequel. Connections are really cool in this game because you can just build them wherever you want. So I can just build a road here, and that's a new connection to a city outside. And traffic will come from there. And I can do that with boats. I can build as many boat routes or train routes in and out of my city as I want. I feel like that's completely new and pretty huge for designing like how traffic enters and exits your city.
What's the limit to how much you can expand? Like, you know, in Minecraft you can expand infinitely. But
unfortunately, this is not infinite. That is my maximum. I've already kind of reached the edge here, and I'm pretty much reached the edge over here. And a lot of this map is ocean, although I can landscape the hell out of this. If I wanted to extend my island a ton, I very well could. But yeah, someday I will buy the property out to here and build like a cool little disconnected island that'll have like a ferry to bring people back and forth.
Nice. You can
and maybe like an
festival out on that island.
Underground train connection or something, just so there's something else. I think I'm not sure if I have to have some kind of car connection, so maybe I'll have to have a small car tunnel, but yeah, we'll see.
Kicks ass. Now, Clayton, I have an insane idea right here. You're playing Cities Skylines.
Yeah.
I just downloaded RoboCop Rogue City. Would it fuck up the cropping if I stream that to you and you made a little picture-in-picture RoboCop zone?
Give me that footage. Roll that RoboCop footage.
At 720. There you go. Incoming.
So I did have some requests out there in chat. Some neighborhoods that I didn't have a name for yet. This is a very small neighborhood on this island. I wish this island could be more, but right now it's where I put my quarry and another farm. But it's also where a small neighborhood is. I was trying to think of something along the lines of like prey, because it's the thing that like the whatever the maw is or whatever this monster is trying to eat. Oh, I gotta fix your guys' camera. I forgot about that.
Nah, I think they can see my forehead right now. That's all. That's all you need to see.
Oh, the game crashed. So 1 second. I've ruined everything, Clayton.
Oh, it's okay.
all in the sake of creativity, the pursuit of happiness.
Morsel Isle. Okay, I really like Morsel Isle.
I like Morsel
It's
Isle.
a weird thing to say.
You're gonna
thank you. Proceeding fishing boats. Okay. Okay, and then another one I can give out. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I also like Killa Pants' suggestion, the Niblands.
The Niblands
is good.
I do like the Niblands.
The Niblands.
I got this little guy up here, this tiny island. I was like, you know what? I could make this a tiny little neighborhood. That'd be cool. So if you have a name for like a tiny island that fits the theme. Sorry, I'm gonna try not to spin around so fast. So then I guess the next thing I built, I extended over to this island. And I guess I in my head I call Murder City, which is technically going to be this entire zone. The entire zone is down here, whatever I call it. But I call this island Dagger Island because it kind of to me looks like a dagger. In my head, that's what it is. And this, I don't know what this would be. It kind of looks like a club, maybe.
Maybe yeah, it looks like a blackjack.
Or a kidney? I don't know, because it's got this little inlet. It has a lot of oil. So all of these are oil filled. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a city where the wind is at the southeast end. So this will pretty much all be industry. And then this part can kind of all be people and stuff, because I thought this wind was blowing more south. Turned out it was kind of not blowing as far south as I wanted it to. Let me show, actually. I can specifically show air pollution.
Oh.
Oh no, I want the air pollution. Okay, so yeah, there's so many views of your city, which again is another just cool thing about this game. This is one of those incineration plants, which yes, it is producing quite a bit of pollution, as would a coal plant or a natural gas plant. I am going to convert to solar panels once I had the access to the land out here. I just didn't have enough space on this island, frankly. And we did have a geothermal plant on this island for a very long time. But I moved it and put the technical university in its place, and now the geothermal plant is over here. So we do use some just completely pollution. Pretty much, it actually produces a tiny bit of pollution because of the drilling required in geothermal energy, but it's nowhere near the CO2 release of burning carbon fuels.
I wanted to check if there was a place called Murder City in the world, but there is not, like an actual city named Murder City. But there is a video production company named Murder City, I guess, in the United Kingdom. And amongst that, just murder named things, there's a place called Murder Burger in Germany. There's Murder Island in Nova Scotia, Canada.
Nice.
Murderer's Creek in Oregon, which I don't know why you would ever name a creek that. Like, that's terrifying. But okay.
Has there ever been a headline body found in Murderer's Creek?
Right? It's like, that's just manifesting something bad.
Okay, so sorry. People did actually give me a lot of great names for this little island neighborhood, so I want to go back and do those justice. We've got Petite Mort. Or is that how you say that? Pin Island, Small Australia. Plover, the birds that clean crocodiles' teeth. Oh, I love that. Alibi Island. I'm going to admit, I really like Alibi Island, and I might go with that one. The Sheath. Palcatraz. I like Palcatraz. Unalive Isle. I like that one. Caldera. But something about Alibi Island is just something I really enjoy for Murder City. Okay. Where were you that night? Oh, I was in Alibi Island.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I was getting back to pollution, turned out the air pollution was hitting more of this island than I thought, mainly because this incineration plant was here. I moved the incineration plant, and after a while, the pollution cooled down, which made this zone still pretty bad for humans to live in, but you can put corporations and shopping there or a soccer field, and they don't complain. It's not a problem for some reason. I don't know if that's how they design cities in real life. It's a thing I'm willing to exploit in this game, though. This is, I decided, Regicideburg.
Regicideburg.
I'm trying to remember what my reasoning was, but there was something about, I liked all the little islands here with all these little parts of the city. Like, it's very, I don't know, New York, or kind of Batman Gotham look to it. So and it's also definitely, to me, this is more the middle class city, because it's where another huge, oh shit, we have an electricity problem. A huge portion of the industry is going to be placed.
It wasn't up until Maddie is streaming.
What's the problem?
Said upvote Penn Island that I realized why so many people were voting for Penn Island. I was like, I don't get it. What's so interesting about Penn Island? Like a pen, like you're writing your will or something? Like, what's that all about?
Now, why? I have enough energy, but I feel like we have a supply issue. You know what? Actually, I think I was planning on doing this anyway. It's time to open another incineration plant.
Let's go.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm going to convert.
I wish there was an incineration plant near me.
Sometimes they stinky.
Yeah, I'm not going to say they're perfect by any means.
Yeah. One time in high school, I was in an environmental science class. And on a field trip, we went to like a waste sewage plant thing. Like, that was the field trip. They were like, this is this
Me
is where we
too.
process
Me
your,
too.
like, your poop. And I'm like, it smelled horrible. I was like, why are we doing a field trip?
It literally, yeah. Wait, when did you do that?
In high school.
Okay, mine was in
Specifically, I
elementary
think
school.
Oh, wow.
What the hell?
Wow.
Why would you do that to kids?
Exactly.
I guess maybe little kids would think it's funnier that you go to a place that smells like poop, but
Right. I don't know.
This is miserable.
It is pretty cool that they can just take water that has had pee-pee and poo-poo in it and turn it into stuff that we can drink.
Cool,
they do
but
that,
terrifying.
Right? Terrifying.
I think. I don't know.
I love that you can do underground power cables. That makes underground is, I feel, interesting now because there's more stuff you can do underground. You have more things you have to think about the layers of underground. And maybe if I ever get to building my subway, I can show some of that. But right now, I need to solve this power issue.
Meme chart. Yeah, Pat, they do that. Only for you, though.
Okay. Hopefully that makes my electrical grid more unified. Yes, there we go. Okay, we're good. So this is a Triage Hill next to Regicideburg. It's the suburban neighborhood, lower density, and the one that is closer to industry, so that the industry affects fewer people. But actually, because the wind blows the other way, this industry doesn't actually really affect these neighborhoods. But yeah, this is kind of one big continuous city, but this is mostly corporations and stores on this end. And this is the I call this Oil Island because honestly, if you can all can give me better names for this island, I won't be able to name anything except like this field is something different. But in my head, I want a name for this island that's better than the kidney. Barenberg. Let's see. I guess after I built this... Oh, okay. And this is kind of the last stuff. I built this farmland. And this will be the start of probably another pretty big city eventually, sort of between these two forests. But on the outlying edge is sort of suburbs, where I've built, again, this huge farm area, which I would like to name this whole kind of neighborhood something.
That's where the pig is.
That's where the pig is.
That's where the barnyard is.
That's where he wants to see us.
Yeah.
That's where oh, you can't see it because it's where the oh, I should actually see if I can move these over here maybe. I think there's less stuff over here. This is the dairy house.
Okay.
It is a industrial special building, which I think is cool. I don't remember if in these past games they had many of these, but this gives a pretty big bonus to our exports. Yeah, export profits increase, which is nice. It does look like some pollution is affecting a home nearby. What is does this cause pollution? Oh, it does, of course.
Yikes.
Okay. Well, that's fine. We'll just replace it with some stores.
A little bit of pollution. That's
You're
fine.
getting zoned out. Sorry. Okay. And now people, if you haven't seen this before, yeah, that's literally what happens is just if I have demand for it, stuff will pretty much start building instantaneously in that spot. And before long, we'll have some stores there. But yeah, so if I guess if people want to have names, I'm also looking for something, again, fitting the theme of what I'm naming stuff, which I don't know if this is murder or just horror movie, but this is like near farmland. Right. It's very rural.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something like
I'm trying not to
island where you go to write your will or something.
It is the darker,
like
moodier island. Yeah, is this Pin Island? So is the Pin Island Devils.
Horrible death place. Okay, the Milk Zone.
Pin
Nothing
Island
more
Devils.
terrifying than the Milk Zone.
Galapagos.
The Galapagos Islands.
Oh, that's great.
That's good.
Maybe that's what when I get to it, I'm gonna save that. When I get to it, that is what I'm gonna name this. This is the Galapagos because it's gonna be detached completely. remote.
Nice.
Let's see. This is not a place of honor. Thank you, Meme Shark. Hemingway Farms.
Milky Acres. Oh, I wish I lived in a neighborhood called Milky Acres.
Yeah, I actually haven't even.
I would
so
love for people to ask me where I live.
let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna zone together the farmland and these neighborhoods. So this is how you make a district. It's extremely easy. I feel like a lot of these things feel easier than they were in the past game, and that's like down to, let's see, I guess, yeah, like I mentioned, these farms. If I want to like adjust these farms, and I go into this mode, because even though I clicked it on this farm, it lets me manipulate any of them. So it's like, I feel like that's a thing where in some of these games the UI might be like, no, you're only changing that farm. It's like, oh, but I have to go out and change the other farm and then go back and change this farm. It's just like, no, you're in the modified farm mode, or really any industry zone. So some things just feel like qualitatively better, and some part of me feels like it's very possible a ton of the things in this game are merely stuff people added later through mods, because City Skylines was so moddable and so modded by people to the point where it became very different, like graphically and in UI and stuff. So I know that may be the case, but my experience has been this is just like a much more pleasant experience to do things that used to be frustrating in the first game, road building included.
It's always a smart idea for devs to like look to the modding community, because kind of indicates perhaps what the player base wants, which maybe the player base isn't always right, but
yeah, I mean,
cool.
if you look at on one hand, yes, and on the other hand, if you look at like the top Street Fighter mods, and it's all like bigger bare feet mode, and like fixed this character, and they've got like a 2-inch waist.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, I guess this is what the player base wants.
All right,
bigger bare feet.
Okay.
People demand it.
There's also gerrymandering some. So the thing is no one has a fucking vote in this city. I rule it. It's
really?
not. I mean, like, there's not really. I mean, they tell me if they're happy or not, and I want to make them happy, so I give them what they want.
Oh,
but
right.
like in
But
any
they can't
city
vote
building
you
game, I am the unchallenged ruler of the city. I zone, I kick people out, I change things. But in that sense, yes, you're creating districts, and they contain things, and then you can change some things about districts. I feel like that's something that is lessened in this game, is that the amount of different things you can do to a district is changed. But you can do combustion engine banned. You can make them be like recycle more or consume less energy. It can be a gated community where only people who residents and like service vehicles are allowed in. Heavy traffic ban to avoid trucks. Which these are things real cities use. I mean, it's nice that it's there. Roadside parking fees, which is nice in like cities. Maybe you're at downtowns or where parking is. You want to make parking more desirable, or I guess less desirable. I don't know, but or tourists. And then speed bumps that lower speeds in the city. But again, when we get to how important traffic is in this game, that's a huge deal. But I like districts because they give you these little minute, like, oh, how many people live out here in Scarecrow Valley? So sorry, I saw some good names, and I want to talk about it. I like just one more thing, and I'm going to keep that one in my pocket. Milky Acres. I like Galapagos. Bone Boulevard, I'm going to think about what street is going to be called Bone Boulevard. We'll find a place for that. Achy Milkers. This is pretty good. Yes, Little Lord Clayton, thank you. Scaredew Valley.
I like that.
I do like Scaredew Valley. Thank you.
Scareboo Valley.
Scareboo Valley. Scaredew Valley. My wife will appreciate that one. So this is out. So geothermal power plants just have to be built on top of water. So if you go to, I guess, how do I see water? There we go. So I can't use that water now because it's the geothermal thing is doing its thing. But this is what water looks like. It's in various zones. I'm extracting some water here. I don't know. This is where that one used to be. I don't know if I've polluted it forever. But I'm extracting water here. I clean my water out here. We don't dump any water into the ocean anymore, but you can still see
nice.
what that has done to my water, and I think it eventually will go away. I don't know if this one ever will. It feels like the water's stagnant over here. I might have to just do some geomodding, but I feel like I have to keep that there as a reminder. So yeah, now we have Scaredy Valley, and then the last thing I've added, which I did also last night, is for right now it's called Not Suspicious Island. It is a gated community. It is where I put the central bank. It is going to be a place where wealthy people live eventually because I put a ton of parks and other things here. Its own elementary school, hospital, and police force.
And wealthy people are not suspicious. And
yeah,
never doing anything illegal.
And a crematorium. And yeah, that's the other thing, is there's the least suspicious people. But I feel like if we have a better name for this, I will rename it.
You could name it like
White Collar Island is actually
Island.
White Collar Island is
crime.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Or should it be White Collars Island?
The central
That makes it
bank
sound
on a small island unconnected to roads. That's
Yeah.
a setup for a heist movie.
It does.
It does sound very fun.
It has a tunnel. There's one way in and out.
Oh.
What is that?
Oh,
The money hole.
wow.
I forgot I hadn't renamed that tunnel.
Embezzler's Reef.
We gotta go down the money hole. Embezzler's Reef. Oh, that's very good. That's really good. Oh man, I guess, do I have to do a poll? Is this fair? Do we want to pit our chat
If we
against
do a
each
poll,
other?
it's gonna be Penn Island.
No, I am deciding between White Collar Island and Embezzler's
okay.
Reef. Because I
Okay,
really
well.
like both of those, and I can't decide, honestly.
Yeah.
How do you set up a poll?
/ poll in the chat.
/ poll. Wait. Oh, and then I click it. Do I say / poll? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it Embezzler's Reef?
Embezzler's
Yeah.
Reef. Yeah.
Yeah.
Embezzler's Reef.
Okay. 1 minute.
Lovely.
I'm not voting because I don't know. They also have soccer because FIFA. I mean, it's just too perfect. They gotta like practice their soccer corruption on the island. They have it's actually a pretty dense island. I did put some skyscrapers on it, so it's got 3,000 residents.
Sort of what's the island in New York? Not Staten.
Governor's Island.
Governor's Island?
And the one you're
No.
Uh,
The one that's like under a
Rikers?
bridge.
Oh, the one where Icon Stadium is.
Yeah.
What is that one called? It's right next to me up here in Queens. Fuck. Because I got.
Does it start with an R?
Is it Roosevelt?
No, that's the long
Roosevelt?
thin one.
Oh.
Unless that is that what you're thinking? The long thin one that's like a mini Manhattan.
I don't know. I think I'm just thinking of the one that I used to see in Spider-Man and GTA.
Manhattan, maybe?
This is Manhattan.
Yes, I think it's Manhattan.
I also like that I was able to fit a community pool on this little tiny island. But we have like a big large yeah. So this is okay. All right, Embezzler's Reef 1. We're gonna rename it. But thank you all for your participation, your names.
Oh, that's a great Pikachu, Tina.
He's a ring.
Oh, what? I thought it was just bouncing on your hand. That rocks.
So now I can shake him around.
Oh, that is cool. I also put speed bumps, you know, because we don't want anyone to get hurt walking around Embezzler's Reef. And
No, I want them.
it's
And
also
I
funny
want
to
to
me.
be in their will.
on this island there are 3,268 residents, but there's only 800 jobs, which means they're leaving the island every day to go embezzle elsewhere.
Oh.
Yeah.
The embezzlement doesn't even happen there.
Yeah. Not all of it. I guess I should. Oh, I guess I should. What? Okay. What is a sports team called now? I guess I haven't even. I didn't think about that.
The
Scofflaws.
The Murder City.
Oh, these are no. This is Embezzler Reef. This is their team
Oh.
specifically. There's I have another soccer team on the other. We'll name the Murder City somethings.
Yeah, I remember someone said the Murder City Stabbers for the other one, which I thought was
yeah,
like,
that's good.
You know, it's straight to the point, but like,
yeah,
it does it.
The gratuities, the cheaters. Okay, there's something kind of perfect about the cheaters. It should it be something nautical though?
I mean, it could be the pirates.
Is that too perfect? The offshore accounts. Oh.
The pirates. Ooh.
Privateers.
I like something I really like about the offshore accounts. It's a mouthful, but the Embezzler's Reef offshore accounts.
Let's go offshore accounts. Let's go. The extortionists.
The extortionists is also pretty good, but I just like how ridiculously long that name is. Hold on, I'm gonna make it possessive. This is their reef; they own it, and they're very particular about that. Okay, and then yeah, what are these? The Murder City Stabbers? It is to the point, literally.
I like it. To the point. Yeah. Murder City Murderers.
The Victimless Crimes is also very good. What's the mascot look like? Okay.
Yeah, these are all some very esoteric mascots we're setting ourselves up for.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We could also name this statue. Right now it is just called is the Orb Ponderer? I guess we already decided on that. I would build a statue to Orb Pondering. People travel far and wide to view the Orb Ponderer. They wonder why does he ponder?
What is he pondering about that orb? What does he see in it?
Okay. And actually, you know, if people want to name the water park, I'll rename it. And it's called, yeah, so it's Dagger Island Airport. That's, I guess, the one thing that's called Dagger Island. Because I'll probably build another airport someday way over here, because the city stretches to here. And I feel like in the mountains there would be a very cool different kind of city, so I'm planning a big city over here someday. And I want to put an airport, maybe like even if I can sit it like as far away as possible, because then you can do routes within your city between airports, which I think is neat.
Oh, sick.
And there's also an international airport, which I may fucking build, but I don't know. There's also I haven't unlocked it yet, but there is a space center, and I love that it is actually a tourist attraction. So I will definitely build this someday. Okay, was there other things?
Oh, the Vegas orb, yeah.
Yeah, I wish you could add the orb. Once modders get going, they will absolutely be adding the orb. I wouldn't be shocked if it's in the original game already. What else notable? I guess something I added recently was the Central Intelligence Bureau. It gives you an 8% crime rate reduction, which I like because my city, I'll be honest, so to get into some of the things I addressed in my video about...
Did you say crime?
Crime.
Sorry, I'm playing RoboCop right now.
So yeah. Were you able to get it to
Yeah,
pop in?
it's streaming.
Okay, let me try to do that real quick. I need to duplicate you.
The Dagger Island Stabatours. Oh.
The Stabatour. Let's see. I
Yeah,
might have a
wouldn't you
football.
want a high crime rate in Murder City? I don't know.
Where is this? Am I not looking at it?
Yeah, scroll to the top for watch stream. It's above me.
Oh, okay.
There's 2 of me.
Okay, we're just gonna put this down here.
Thank you.
And then I gotta actually go and look at it.
I don't have a gaming chair yet, so I've been using this little. Starting today, I've been using this little stool.
Is it?
feel
How
like it's,
smooth is it?
It's good now. So you're on a stool, Tina?
Yeah, and I heard once that sitting on backless chairs is actually like good for you, because then you like learn you supposedly learn to support yourself, and it like uses your abdomen muscles and something. But so far it's just like, man, I wish I had a chair back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just ended up hurting my back when I tried that.
So what the so yeah, I guess I was saying with my video, I made about SimCity and the politics of it and how it thinks about these things. It was interesting to me when I played this game. When you open up the police menu, you have police and administration, and you can build police stations. You can also build administration and literally just build a welfare office, which just helps less fortunate. It says less fortunate by increasing well-being in the surrounding neighborhood. So like I have built a couple of those, and I was curious at first, as like, could you play this game in a way where you just build like a ton of those and no police stations? Doesn't work. The game, like eventually your city, it just people won't move there or leave immediately. I definitely have made my city run enough that like I don't even know what is my budget right now. I definitely don't have 100%. Yeah, 80% budget for police administration, and I think we have a pretty good. Yeah, where crime probability is 1%. So
Too high.
Yeah, I think I have.
RoboCop is gonna make it 0.
So in this game, you have police stations and a police headquarters. And both of those have jail cells where people who have been arrested go. But this game then literally has a prison that I haven't even unlocked, and then people who are charged with a crime and it removes them from your population for a while, they stay in a prison. If you don't build a prison, then prisoners are actually just taken in a bus outside your city eventually. And just kind of... It's interesting to me, it like models it that way. It's like, so you can literally decide whether or not you have prisons, and you like if you have a city that needs more of them, I guess you can literally not have enough room for them. But yeah, I couldn't help but think about all this stuff and how this game worked, having made a video that was so much about these kind of things. Similarly, I couldn't help think about the fact that in this game, the taxation is broken down into education level. So like uneducated, poorly educated, educated, well-educated, highly educated. Now in the past game, it was by, if I remember correctly, density. So it was like low density, medium density, high density, where you lived. Wow. And I was like, how this is, I know it is a proxy for what kind of job you have.
Yeah.
But it's weird to me.
It is. Like, if taxes were actually like that, I think the meta would be to, like, not go to college and just try to start your own business or something.
And the thing is well-educated poor people are screwed. I guess maybe that's the way this models college debt. Because you can, if there's not enough high education jobs, they have to work in a lower education job, and it doesn't pay as much. Yeah. Maybe that's what it's doing. I don't know. But yeah, my city apparently is doing so well that recently I had like residential taxes. The lowest tax was like 10%, and it went up from there. So I recently have been able to lower it quite a bit. But people say now the taxes are fair, so I don't know what this game considers to be like low taxes. But a thing that's even more interesting to me in this game, again, I don't know if this is something that's been in the past, but say in my industry, like I really want tourism. And I did this actually. I can go down into wait, is it? Oh no, I want service industry, commercial. So say I want hotels, I can go low taxes. I can subsidize them. I can go negative, And I don't remember if that's a thing that I've seen in these games, but it's definitely like made me think about like, oh, you could really diversify your city or focus it on certain industries. Like I just don't want any oil industry in my city, and like maybe when my oil wells run dry, that's what I'll do. I'll just like hike their taxes up so high they can't build here, and subsidize other industries until they take their place. But I like it can get that granular. I don't think it's been that way.
We got a question. Oh yeah, you see it?
Yeah, I'm gonna highlight that and go check it out.
This is so funny. Auto mod. RoboCop has very kissable lips, huh? Held for sex words. I love that's how they call it.
Sex words.
Sex words.
Punks. So I think, yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at in my city at this point. The next thing I was about to do was add a subway line. Because again, I'm not sure how efficient my kludged together elevated train is. Technically, the trolleys are designed and sort of meant to run along roads. But I don't like that because that affects your traffic, and that's kind of the point of most public transit, is to not affect your traffic or make it better. Buses in this game, though, are pretty efficient. I can actually pop open my transit menu.
Hey, Rykring, thank you for that subby.
So yeah, this actually highlights on the map all of my transit lines, including airlines, which is cool. So we've got a good number of bus lines. Again, these 2 trolley lines, which take you down to like the sports stadium. Actually, let me zoom in on there. The Murder City Skulls. Yeah, again, I feel like a missed opportunity to animate like a little game going on in here. Oh, but you can hear them. You can hear the ghost people.
Ghost people? So spooky.
They left their practice stuff on the field. Did you hear people talking?
I mean, are you hearing my game?
Oh, maybe that's it.
Oh, yeah. Those are the ghost people.
No, I think there's definitely crowds cheering.
Oh, there's really?
That's not in RoboCop.
Oh, I see. I see. Ghost sports.
Let's see
Ghosts
here.
Love grass.
But yeah, the subway is a very helpful one because it's underground. Oh my god, what's going on? Oh, I'm trying to build a frickin' airport. Okay. Subway. Okay, so I'll say this. Subways I probably should have built sooner, but in this game with my transit, I like to see it. I like to see it moving around my city. I like to follow it around my city, and you can't do that with subways because they're mostly underground. This game, though, changed that, and I really like that. Subways can now go above ground. And they can have above ground stations and below ground stations. So I'm going to have a subway that is above and below ground.
I like the J train a lot. That goes above ground in New York.
Oh yeah, I love.
It's really fun to be above ground on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish we had more of them. I even
that part of the G train where it goes above ground for a while is really nice.
Oh yeah, that's one of the tallest ones. That one's cool.
Apparently, one issue with the above ground J train though is that since it's so old, the paint has been chipping and peeling. And apparently there's like some lead paint.
Oh no.
That makes sense.
And I think specifically the Myrtle Wyckoff stop is where they found the highest amounts of it.
Of course.
And it's they said it's mostly a problem once, it chips and falls off and, no one's picking it up and eating it. But then, like, if a car, rolls over it, like, it starts to get fragmented and starts to get into the air.
Oh, yeah.
So that's something I didn't find out till I think, like, a few months before I left New York. And I was like, oh, gosh.
Oh, God.
Geez.
All right, so actually, I'm building now a subway line, but here I figured it could go above ground as I connect it between two islands. But I'm pretty sure once it gets to Dagger Island, it will probably have to be mostly below ground. What's going on in a RoboCop?
So turns out that there's a bunch of stuff in this game. So you do the missions and then you like go back to the station and you hang out, and it's fun because it's all like the exact sets from the movie. Oh my god, this person had a locker full of grenades. She was pranked. Anyways, I think I gotta go get my face repaired because I got shot.
Oh, damn.
Dang.
I need to go eat my rudimentary protein paste.
Protein paste.
Okay, so that's what I gotta
I have a protein bar with me, and I've like been eating more protein bars recently, but I'm not entirely sure if it's even good for me because I mean, protein's good for you, right? But I don't work out.
Always.
I don't work out, so I'm like, is this doing anything? I don't know.
I think proteins are like really good for you, even if like I think they're good for your brain. Like,
Oh,
I think proteins are good for
great.
you. I do know that like it was a recent thing that it became like a health. Food manufacturers realized people liked the idea of protein, so they put it in more and more things. And some, I don't know if they're nutritionists or scientists or what, think that it's oversaturated how much protein is in things, but I don't think it's bad. I think the thing I know about protein bars is they can be pretty sugary sometimes, and that's not great. But I do say that someone who eats a lot of candy, so it's not like I think you shouldn't have sugar. But some people do.
Robot Ghost says, drove to Manhattan from Brooklyn this morning. Man, is it hard to accept that mode of transport after playing Spider-Man 2. I got really, like, I had my first bouts of, like, missing New York playing Spider-Man 2, just, like, swinging around. Also, just, like, it was unsettling. Like, for some reason, I think when I lived there, when I'd play, like, a Spider-Man game or a New York game, I wouldn't care that things were different, but now that I'm gone, like swinging around, like seeing that like Brooklyn is like, or Greenpoint is like little Odessa, and like buildings are in the wrong place, and there's a highway running up through Greenpoint. It's like that's I don't like it. I don't like it.
Why do they have some things like so accurate and then other things different? Is that just for storyline reasons, or?
I think it's a lot of gameplay design. Like a lot of the. Like universally, like Brooklyn is much taller in the game than it is in real life because it would not be fun to be Spider-Man in Brooklyn otherwise.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I think they use the highway as like a sort of a dividing line between neighborhoods for their sort of map design.
That makes sense.
Oh, so this is a thing I feel like is new, and one of the ways it just sort of makes building and connecting things easier. But when you have, oh, damn, I lost it. So connecting this subway line to this other one, I can connect it, but I can also kind of like push into it to sort of make the like, I don't know, gradient of the curve sort of how I want. It's kind of maybe hard to see in this example, but okay, so now...
Mischieful. What the hell are we watching in the bottom left corner?
So that is
we
some...
are watching the erasure of crime.
Yeah, I guess you know what? I can just drop some text in here.
Yeah, right to the RoboCop zone, please.
It was in Robo City?
Yeah, the game is called RoboCop Rogue City.
RoboCop Rogue City Skylines 2. There we go.
Doom Church says we are iPad baby mode.
Yeah, while we're at it, could we drop some Subway Surfers like bottom right corner?
RoboCop Rogue City Skylines 2. Perfect. Okay. But yeah, we got a subway, I think, done, unless I need are they able to just go backwards? I think they can just go backwards.
Ooh.
But I need to connect
Kangaroos, yeah.
my subway line to my subway yard, which does have to be above ground. So let's see.
I now do wanna check Spider-Man just to see if my Brooklyn apartment building is there.
Oh yeah, we gotta get definitely Simone on that, because we made a video about the Spider-Man architecture, and we should probably do that again.
Right.
I would love to see what they get right and wrong in Queens. Is Queens noticeably shorter? Because it should also probably be.
Queens, yes, it is. It is very compressed. The Long Island City area is kind of close. It kind of just turns into like the very residential Queens quickly.
Interesting.
Grumpier Goat said, "This is when Polygon does a playthrough of Spider-Man 2 and someone accidentally doxes themselves."
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's old intel now for me and Tina.
True. Old intel, you've missed the trail. Gotta catch up.
The trails
Yeah,
run cold.
Robartos. They kicked the Polish out of Greenpoint and replaced them with Ukraine.
Interesting. Does this work? I just want to connect my subway. Oh, is it too tight of a turn? Oh, it is. Okay, yeah, it did say that when it gives you... I'll say this game's tutorials are basically like when you open a menu for the first time, it gives you some, like, information, and you can also access those again up here in the advisor thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I had too hard a time of it because I had played so much of the previous game, but okay, so I think I need to do a sort of turn into this a bit more.
Do they have New Jersey in the new Spider-Man game?
New Jersey? No, you don't go to Jersey.
Thank God.
There is actually, I believe you go over there in one mission to go to a zoo, but it's like a contained area, and you can't like do any free roam stuff there.
I see.
Ooh, okay, so which side of the rail do I want? So I'm now building a subway route in... I don't know if we ever named this island, actually. Oh,
Can you make a subway loop in this game?
yeah, I can make a loop or a line, like in New York's. Alright, what's going on here?
Alex Darkwolf. I'm not Pat, nor have I ever lived in Greenpoint, but near Greenpoint in Williamsburg, there's a barcade, which I was a big fan of. You just go there and you can get drinks, or you cannot get drinks, and you can play arcade games. You just I think get coins there, and then yeah, they have a 4-person Pac-Man machine there, which I really like, and then they have a bunch of pinball machines, and then some other stuff too, of course. But
yeah, that used to be walking distance for me. Other good stuff in GP is Polyg's. Yo, Doom Church, Sunshine Laundromat unfortunately fell off. Apparently they got 2 machines in there now. Polyg's, get a slice of pizza. Really, really good pizza there. McGolrick Park, I think my favorite park in New York. Very small, very chill park, and it's on the corner of it. There's a Korean place called Little Dokebi that has maybe my favorite wings that I had in New York. That would be perfect every single time. The dokebi spicy variety was just so, it was like a dry rub, I think, on them. They're like dry rub and then I think single fried. So they weren't like super bready, but they're just kind of like crispy on the outside, always really, really well cooked. Wonderful flavor. And then Crema coffee, CREMA coffee. It's a little coffee window that I think is open from 9 to 2. Tuesday through Sunday. And they kick ass. It's just the best cold brew that I've had in the city as well. Oh yeah, I've heard good things about Wonderville Robot Ghost. Friend Randwiches has a hot dog pop up there.
Ooh, hot dog pop up. I do really miss the halal trucks back in New York.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Chicken
Yeah, those
rice always delivers.
It always made me feel kind of healthy too, because you know you got the lettuce, the tomato, onion, peppers, or whatever.
The like
So
radishes
I was like,
or
wow,
the
this is-
pickled.
Yeah, it
stuff.
felt like I was eating a salad, even though I'm not.
Did you ever go to Tina? Did you ever go to the shawarma place that was like attached to like a nightclub or something? I think it was like out in Bushwickish area.
Oh no, I don't think so. No.
Oh, it was so I forget what it was called, but they did the essentially it was like it was all the stuff that would go like on a shawarma, except it was on top of crinkle cut fries, and it was amazing.
Ooh, wow.
I think it was
Oh
just
my
it was
gosh.
called Doner Kebab,
Oh no.
which I don't think is
Oh
a
no,
chain,
we've reached the food section of the stream. Oh, and now I want food.
Yeah, I actually
I know,
I'm gonna.
me too.
I need to get some water.
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna find a little place to plop this down. 'cause
Once you
there's a
mentioned
nice
crinkle
sunset.
cut fries, now I want like
Oh, that's a
I
cool
don't know.
building.
I want fries
Why is this building way out here? What is
so
this?
bad.
The Bedbug Hostel. I love the fake
Perfect.
names of these businesses.
Yo, that fucking stupid white, that yellow and gray building, you can see that from the BQE. A building that looks exactly like. Actually, I think there's also one of these on the corner of McCarran Park now.
The like cheese grater.
Yeah.
Cheese grater building.
But yeah, I feel like there's a really good sunset view when I put the. Yeah, what's this spot?
I would love to see more themed buildings in real life. Like, not too many to the point where it's like one on every block. But I remember
All right, I'll be right back.
in New York, there were two themed apartment buildings that I knew of. There was a piano apartment building where it was like the exterior was kind of like a piano, and the interior decor had like lots of music decoration. And then another one, which was like a treehouse theme, and I just think that's so fun. Like too many would be overbearing, but
I don't think I ever saw either of those.
yeah, I lived near the treehouse one.
Cool.
That's the insider info.
I'm playing RoboCop.
Yeah, that's the Pat view. A zoom in on Clayton City. Defeating the crime.
Oh no, last one. Come on.
Oh, painted bright neon pink. Yeah. Yeah, and I also like the townhouses. Like, I think San Francisco has more of it, but like painted townhouses, like where it's painted a fun color.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not neon pink. Neon, I'm not a fan of neons usually, but like a lighter pastel pink, a little sea foam green. Ooh.
Don't mind if I do.
I like that.
I'm on a seafoam diet. I see foam and I appreciate it.
Whoa! Praise God. Oh, there's goes my stream. Let's follow this guy. Let's follow my trail.
Oh, this is funny. Mischiefful said, "Oh, okay. I'm very tired. I did not realize we were playing 2 games at once. I thought you were for some inscrutable reason watching a Let's Play."
No, yeah, Clayton's playing Cities Skylines. I'm playing RoboCop.
I mean, you guys are kind of watching a Let's Play. I'm kind of watching play.
That's true.
That's literally what
playing anything.
Tina's doing.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
man, this is a
ooh,
popular
look
line.
at-
There's a bunch of
look
people
that
waiting to get
go.
on. Oh, there's dogs. I do like that it literally like will tell me that there's 6 pets on this. I guess they're all dogs. There's 6 dogs on this train.
That's true. That's true, Nicholas JT. I'm playing the pig. There's actually a Tetris game going on inside his eyes. It's very small.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow one of these dog walkers. Oh no, look out for the tram! See, again, this is why I don't like trams. Is like these two things shouldn't be interacting on the same transit. But then I can't. It's just phasing through the people. Just kind of squeeze through here. Oh yeah, I did lower the textures. I will say the cars and things do look nicer when I have the settings a little higher.
Oh, cool motorcycle.
Yeah.
Scooters.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh yeah, okay, so subway.
Murphy, would you give me a hand?
Is that subway able to function? Did I do something wrong?
Blood, guts, but puke is a no-go for me. I'll be a sport and move his ass to the drunk tank for me.
I've been taking the bus a lot in LA,
Yeah.
and it's really funny. And by funny, I mean miserable. How it takes you an hour and a half to get somewhere that otherwise would take you 30 minutes by car.
Man,
How is that possible?
that sucks.
How is that physically possible? This is why I need to get my driver's license. And play GTA so I can learn the roads.
Yeah, that's also important. That'll
Yep.
teach you how to drive properly.
Yeah.
Have you? Did they build like a new train in LA recently? Is that anywhere near you? Anywhere near anywhere useful?
Clue. I have absolutely no clue, actually.
Yeah, a lot of times you'd have to
maybe?
take the bus to get to the train.
I feel like buses outside of America are pretty good, and I'm sure there are some well done lines in the States, but and I've taken some in New York, and like they're fine some of the time. When they did the 14th Street with like just basically no normal traffic, just buses and service vehicles and pedestrians, those buses flew down that street. It was faster than the subway on 14th. So like it can work, and other countries do it all the time. We're just not. There's my subway. Oh, why'd it turn purple?
Is the LA Noir map, is that similar at all to the modern LA map?
I don't know.
I think
wonder
certain
if that's
neighborhoods
closer.
probably. Like, I think like certain like downtown areas have not changed much.
I see.
Other areas have changed dramatically.
I will say though about the bus, I have said it mildly before, and I will say it again. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go. Everyone should play Pokemon Go, and the bus is one of the most optimal ways of playing Pokemon Go, I think, because you're not going as fast as a car. Because if you're going too fast, you can't spin Pokestops. You know, you can't really tap on things in time. Things are popping up and disappearing. It just doesn't work. But on a bus, you're going a lot slower, and you're constantly stopping and then starting back up again. So you really have time to, like, you know, maybe hit gyms or like you know, fight grunts and spin the Pokestops, catch stuff. All the while, you don't have to walk, which I get is the point, one of the big points of Pokemon Go.
I mean, you can take the bus to a place where you walk, but also
that too,
get a bunch of points. That's the thing, is we did that a lot when we were in, my wife and I were in France. We did a lot of Pokemon Go actually on that trip, and when we were on buses, it's just like, dang, we're just racking them up. Very efficient, very fast.
Yeah. Elevated subway Pokemon Go. Ooh, yeah.
That one can be tough because you're going so fast sometimes. But I have done that, especially in the stations.
One of my friends was joking that they're super into Pokemon Go, and they were saying that one day they just want to like hire someone or get a friend to like drive around it at like the optimal route at a slow enough speed, because apparently there's kind of a science to it to maximize spawns and catching. So.
I think Russ met some really intense Pokemon Go players that had like a backpack full of phones and were doing multiple accounts.
Oh yeah.
Why is half of this train?
Technically, you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
It's, against the rules, but people do it anyway. So.
Oh, I'm in cinema mode. That's why.
Which I think I don't know. I feel like it kind of. I get why it's against the rules because they want you to socialize. And, perhaps by getting 2 phones, you're like just avoiding finding friends that play.
Mm-hmm.
But, if it means they're spending more money on the game, like, good for business, I guess.
I like it's not an official Nintendo project, or it is a Nintendo licensed thing, but like the thing that I like about Nintendo is sometimes they'll just like look at like the stuff that would make good business sense and they're like, no, of course we're not going to do that. No, we don't want you to do that, so we're going to make it impossible, which it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
it's weird thinking about how like Nintendo sometimes is like they're so strict with their IP and not letting creators or fans do certain things. But then like on the other hand, I saw, like, Nintendo CEO like cuts pay by whatever percent instead of laying people off. And so I'm like, okay, so they're not just jerks,
They're just so particular.
They're just particular, yeah.
Yeah, I forget which CEO it was, but when they came under on some projected numbers a few years back, he cut his own salary instead of laying anybody off, which was kind of a cool move.
Yeah, I thought the quoted reasoning behind it was a really great point too, of like how can workers be focused on making like the best possible games if they're worried about being laid off and paying for their living expenses.
So I'm definitely having a moment here where there's a very efficient way to make my subway line go into the next city or the next island, but there's also the way where I want it to breach the surface again for no reason, so I can see it. Because I want to see my trains.
Right. Otherwise, you might just forget that it's there.
Yeah. But they're much better than trams. The one I built in this other town is already much more efficient than the other one.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe I won't focus on the inner city connection yet, and I'll just make separate. Just do that. Is that just a straight shot? Yeah, it is.
No reason to assume so, but if anyone finds Rick's informant, we might learn something new.
What's underground here? Oh, there's an underground road. Interesting. I have to navigate that around.
And there's something else I need to do first.
How deep is that? Okay. So I'm trying to see how close I can get to this underground road. There we go. Okay. And there we go. Okay. So that's that. And then where's my next subway line? Did I put one there? Oh, no. Where did I put the other one? Oh, I should probably put one by the airport. I should probably put a subway station by the airport. Ooh, I could do an above ground one. Over ground.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at the food places that are within walking distance to me now. Because I just update to chat. I just moved into a new place yesterday. So gotta figure out what's close by.
This is so inefficient. Shouldn't do it this way. Now, when you were saying earlier,
I could also be brave and eat something at home. Go ahead.
Be brave.
Maybe I won't do that. Having a walkable city is... I only discovered last night where the pathways were that allows you to make just like pedestrian-only sidewalks and roads and stuff. And they have their own little pedestrian bridges, which is kind of cool. So you can make a little cable-stayed bridge or an arch bridge. But they were a little wonkier than I wanted for how they interact with other roads and things. So I'm still learning how to use those. What was the other thing I wanted to show? Oh, so there's a couple new systems they've added to City Skylines. Sort of that I'm almost positive were not in the original. One of them is a whole new sort of tab down here for communications, and that includes the posts. So you actually kind of make a mail system in your city now, where you make post offices, which have little post vans that drive around, and it's kind of neat. Their
Do
base.
they have Amazon Prime delivery?
Yeah, they let me see, where's one of my post offices? Okay, so here's a post office. We can follow around one of our little mail vans. They are based on the new vans that the post office will get. Not like directly, but like inspired by what the post office will be driving in a couple years.
Ah, look at that postal car go.
Look at it go.
So he's actually, yeah, he's collecting mail. He's got a little meter, and it's pretty impressive how they try to really model things where these individual people and cars and things, I think they call it something like the life sim or something. They actually have a process they go throughout, which is they have a home, they leave that home to a job, and their job could potentially be to drive this post van, and they go back to the post office at the end of their work shift, and they drive home or take a subway home or however they get. And so what that comes down to is that you have to really think about traffic in terms of how it impacts everything in your city, because your whole city is just how do things move around it. And so that's like one part of it, or that's one thing that's new. Communications is also internet, and I'm not telecom, I guess. I'm not exactly sure what this does other than just like makes people happy and makes businesses better. I think it makes them more efficient. But
Whoa,
it like
what was that green light mode where the truck was green all of a sudden, or was that just the traffic light?
I think it was the traffic light.
Oh,
Sorry, you're
okay.
a little delayed, so I'm
cool.
not sure what it was.
Delayed. Yeah.
So these things have like network capacity. So there's like 3,000 gigabits. This server farm adds 20,000 gigabits. I'm not sure what the exact effect of that is, other than it makes people happy. And if I go and look at like the happiness of my city, no, show me happiness. I want that. Okay. I have reliable internet service. That gives me +1. I'm sure if I built more of this shit, I'd have even better boost to happiness from that. But I don't know. I know it does some other things. I'm interested to learn more about that. Maybe it's why I have a lot of offices and corporations in my city. The other thing that I know was in past games but feels more fleshed out here is road servicing. And so like you have a where is it? I guess it's under road. You have a road maintenance depot, and it actually at night, it seems like mostly, sends out like service trucks, and they actually drive around kind of slowly, and they gum up traffic at night, like they actually do, and actually have to service places in the road, and roads have like a maintenance level, so they actually do have to like. So this thing's condition of this Magnolia Street. So these streets always have like automatic names, which I think is funny in my city, where you have like Butcher Boulevard and Murder Street just next to like Green Street and Willow Street. But like the actual road has throughout it a maintenance level, so you actually do have to have these road service like enough to like make your roads function. And if you don't, you can have car accidents. And maybe I can like find one of these if I play enough, but car accidents actually have a car, and I'll zoom in and see like a couple cars like on their side and like maybe some cars off the road, and they're just sitting there blocking traffic until a police car or a road maintenance car or an ambulance comes to them, and then they kind of like take a little time, and then everyone drives off and traffic resumes. But like traffic accidents are like an actual thing, and they're more likely depending, I think, on road maintenance, crime levels. I think it does a thing in this game where like, and I know it did in past games, people who like higher education levels were less likely to cause fires, like their house was less likely to catch on fire. I think it's also they're less likely to be in a car accident, but which may or may not be a true statistic. But so there's all these little things that like connect into each other in interesting ways, but I feel like it always still comes down to how does it affect traffic. This thing is actually telling me right now that there's a traffic jam here, and I can see why, and that's because this highway from the industrial zone is jam-packed. So I need to figure this out, but this is going to take probably a whole rewrite of this interconnect here. I'm not going to do that right now. What I actually was going to do was going to see, damn, this Central Intelligence Bureau actually sends out like those big black SUVs around the city. Mm-hmm. And if you follow one, it says like in pursuit of suspect or something. And I'm like, what's going on here? What time is it? Oh, it's 4:50. I think, Pat, you should talk about the video you put up, because I watched it right before this, and it was extremely good. Extremely
Oh, yeah. Hey, thank you very much. Yeah, I just put out a video about the weirdest wrestling game, which is Wrestling Empire, and the ways in which it is the most accurate reflection of a very bizarre industry. But yeah, that's that. Let me grab a link.
I haven't watched the video yet, but I was in the script reading for it, and I remember it was a neat combination of funny and also very poignant. So,
thank you. I did
good video.
edit it significantly after our table read, because I was literally in the edit. I was like, I don't want to talk about Chris Benoit in this video anymore. I have a joke later in this video where somebody shits their pants.
Yeah.
So I'll remove the Chris Benoit stuff.
I see.
But yes.
So, I was just trying to scroll through the comments, and I accidentally pinned, "Is this social commentary?" ? I kind of want to leave it up there forever.
Yeah, let's leave it. But yeah, that's out now. Please watch it. I would appreciate it.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very funny. The way you described the game at the very beginning of this like weird floaty game where the animations are all very similar. God, it was very good. But very, very interesting, poignant, and fact-filled video about what else wrestling.
Yeah, and hopefully this is the last time I'll do one of these. I feel like this is an appropriate I am done talking about wrestling video.
No.
It's kind of funny. Yeah, you made that. I made a video about logistics. Simone's going to make a video about blank, but I think people can fill in the blank pretty easily.
Yeah, everyone's going back to basics.
Back to basics.
Tina's wearing a Pokemon ring. It's all
Tina, actually, this was a while because I feel like I went on vacation and then had COVID, and then I forgot about this. But when I was at Cabin, I did a Magic draft.
Oh.
I lost, I think, every one of my games, but I came close. So one of my friends has a couple pieces of art in this collection. Mm-hmm. The most recent one one of the tokens she did the art for. And I think she has more art
wow.
coming later,
That's
actual cards.
awesome.
But
That's
so
really
we
cool.
got a draft together of somebody got a box to draft, and that's a lot of fun to just straight up do a draft.
I think it is too, because then you don't. I don't know. I think some people maybe find the building on the spot stressful, but I almost find it less stressful because I'm not, trying to build, say, like 100 card deck and like test run it a bunch of times before playing actually with people. And so the sort of expected flaws or imperfections in the draft deck, I think is nice because you don't have to worry about it being perfect. It's just like, oh, you're just drafting what you get and then you play.
Exactly. Yeah. It's I like I said, I lost every game, but I actually had a lot of fun. I don't play Magic. I kind of had to be refreshed in a lot of it. But also I play enough collectible card games that like I knew mostly. I'm just like
Right.
if this has a Hearthstone equivalent, just say that and then I'll know what it means.
Yeah, we gotta do a Magic stream.
Yeah, that would be
at some
fun. Yeah,
point.
Yeah,
we
I
should
could
definitely
play
do
very
that.
terribly if we needed to do that.
Or like a Magic Overboard, even though like Overboard introduces people to like new games. We're like
Back to
Magic.
basics. Maybe that's what
Yeah.
we'll do. I still want to do Catan sometime for Overboard.
I'm down. I'm down.
But
I think we need to have some sort of like, and I like Catan. We would need to have some sort of Subway Surfers ADHD brain sideshow running on that because, like, both for
Been
me
on it.
playing it and for me watching it. Like,
Oh my God.
yeah, because it's
Kind
one of those.
like
Yeah, go ahead.
in the when we did the Monopoly stream,
Mm-hmm.
how
yes,
there were like caveats to it.
I was
Right.
thinking that, or what if we did it with like chess timers?
chess
Or
timer
that.
Catan.
Because then,
Yeah, I
because
don't-
then
that
your
would stress me
negotiations,
out.
like everybody has 10 minutes of negotiation time. So like on your turn, you get kind of like time to do the things that you want to do. But then when you want to negotiate, you have through the whole game an amount of time you can negotiate with. And anytime
Okay, let's
it's
add
your
a secondary resource pool. Actually, here's the idea for
Yeah.
how we'll make the Catan thing fun.
Yeah.
We'll add a secondary resource pool, which you can use to hire advocates and have them debate for you. And then we can bribe each other's advocates as well. So we're like, hey, like I know you're going to be going to talk to Clayton's guy about this patch of land that I want. Make it easy for me. And also murder. We should add murder to the game.
and then,
Okay. Okay.
oh wait, I'm gonna follow this garbage truck as we close out this stream.
Oh, cheaters edition of Monopoly. Ooh. That could get heated.
Oh, it's like
I don't
it's
even
one of
know
my
how that
little
would work.
wooden covered bridges. The garbage truck.
Look
is
at
going.
that garbage truck go. Woo!
Oh man, you have the route that goes to Embezzlement Reef. They don't let anyone over there.
This is part of the heist. They're
Oh yeah,
disguised
they're
as
gonna they
garbage
rig a
workers.
garbage truck.
Yeah.
The guy with the computers inside there, he's
Yeah.
running the whole op.
Mhm.
And at the end, you gotta hop in the dumpster. We pick you up and we get out. We in, we're out. No one's the wiser. But yeah, this has been City Skylines. It's on PC. It's on the Xbox PC Game Pass, I believe. So if you want to test it out, because I will say with the big caveat that performance has not been great. But I know people, or I've seen people complaining to the point where it's unplayable. I have not found it to be unplayable. I have played a lot of it and enjoyed it, and I did have to lower settings to get it to a pretty stable place. It's got enough new in it that it feels like a sequel. I'm hopeful the graphics and performance will improve, and I know modding will also make it look better.
And
But-
if you want to play RoboCop,
Oh yeah, where do
can
you do
find
that?
you can
I think it's on
find it.
Steam right now. I don't know if it's on anything else. It's a fun budget game.
Oh yeah, it is like
RoboCop.
$40 or something.
Look at these Fallout 3 ass faces.
It's like almost an RPG, right?
Yeah, Yeah, like I have been denied certain things because I don't have the stats for them.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's actually there's a surprising amount of like decision making and stuff in it, so that's interesting. I'm solving a crime.
I don't like making decisions.
Nar.
This is why I watch Let's Plays.
So RoboCop has free will.
RoboCop has free will, yes. Or does he?
His will is bound by the law.
Oh, I like this little pink house. They got a hot tub.
Cute. It's the Barbie dream house.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just gonna spend the rest of this stream just peering into people's houses.
Just looking in their window, seeing what they're up to.
There's a lot of pedestrians in this neighborhood.
Very nice. It's crazy how much detail there is in this game.
It's really is the most fun part of this game, is to really zoom in there and see like how do people actually interact with your city.
Because like I don't know, you can zoom so far out and interact with stuff, or you can zoom so close.
Can we see them teeth? Can we see them teeth?
We just saw the hair.
Teeth.
We went through the hair. I think we just saw the hair. Wait, I can just pause the game. What am I doing?
Teeth.
There we go.
Teeth. Let's see the
What do we got?
We got some teeth.
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 Oh my god.
Teeth.
Teeth.
Teeth. Teeth.
That's
Teeth.
crazy.
Teeth. Teeth. Teeth.
Okay. So
Teeth.
now if I make a TikTok on the teeth, I can use this as evidence that there are teeth in the game.
There
That's
you go.
teeth.
We don't know how many
Are we able to get
cycles RAMs are being used to run these teeth.
Can we
in
get a
this...
front perspective of the teeth? Is that possible?
Yeah. Let's see them pearly whites. Hold on. I want to look at this
cool
fellow's
guy
teeth.
too.
I want to see
Damn.
this guy's teeth.
Oh, that. Ooh.
I want to see them pearly whites. Ah, hold on. It's so hard. Such minute movements. Is there a way to just do
It's so
tiny?
funny just zooming into their mouth.
I can't.
Oh, I think I see like the tops of them.
It's just. Oh.
Yeah. Smooching city skyline.
There they are.
citizens.
There they are.
Oh wait, I'm on a delay.
Whoa.
Look at them
Ah.
pearly whites.
And this is like on the low graphic settings, right?
Yeah.
I like the anticipation, because I'm just like, oh, this is low graphics. Okay, this is the low graphic settings, and they still have like basically the outlines. That's crazy.
Why do they have teeth?
Why do they have teeth?
Hold on. I'm maxing out the settings, and if it crashes the stream, then it crashes the stream.
Then that's fine. That's fine. This might be the end, guys. My computer could not run those teeth.
Oh, look how beautiful they are.
Oh, I'm
No!
so waiting. I'm so excited.
I'm waiting. Oh,
You're gonna have to view them really quickly because I lost them, but
Oh,
I'm gonna get them
it
back.
crashes.
If that's the last thing I do, I'm getting these teeth back.
Oh,
I had to. Okay, in order to zoom in that far, I had to be like up on a hill. That was the trick.
yes.
yeah, that is a good question, Trill by Agent. Like, do they ever even speak or open their mouths?
No,
What is the point of
absolute.
the
There's
teeth,
no
then?
point.
What is the point?
Oh shit! I feel like I can't
Spooky.
get there down now anymore. Wait, do I have to
think-
click on them? Maybe if I click on one.
What did the tweet say? I'm pulling something up. On
Was
the
it because
teeth.
I was in camera mode? Oh
Could've
yeah,
been.
I'm locked onto them now though. Hold on. Yeah, I gotta get to camera mode.
Okay, so this
Okay,
is
I
not
can get really in there with camera mode.
this is not confirmed. This is just a tweet. So take it as a tweet, not as the fact. But someone said apparently the models were generated using a tool that claims it's based on generative AI. So maybe that's why they have teeth.
Well, there you go.
We're getting close. What a cool guy this is, though.
Yeah, I like this guy.
When the dentistry DLC is released, we'll all feel silly.
As the mayor, it is your duty to inspect the mouth of every citizen.
All right, there's some.
So funny.
Ah!
Well, there. Ooh.
Eyes also.
Oh, I'm just seeing the eyeballs now. Oh my god.
I'm in the
Oh my
teeth, so I'm
gosh.
not seeing them as much as I want to.
Oh yeah. It's kind
Yeah,
of
the
getting
lip
blurred
is
out.
causing a problem. Can you get us a back view of the teeth?
Where am I?
This is
Oh, there's the
wild.
eyes. Oh my god, I'm in them.
So-
Look at that.
So unnecessary for
They're
city
so
skylines.
shiny. And
Yeah,
there's
here we are.
so much geometry.
Here we are inside someone's face.
Okay. Yeah, no, I need a...
Yeah.
There they are. Oh, they're so beautiful.
This is so fun.
They're good teeth. I mean, you know, give them credit for that. Ray trace the teeth. Okay, well, this has been City Skylines confirmed. We found the truth. They got teeth in these guys.
Dentistry DLC drops. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh, that's a neat house. Oh, are you guys having a party? What are you guys doing?
They're having a party and they didn't invite Lord Clayton. What the heck? Go crash the party. Delete their house. How dare they?
Oh wow, this guy's got a villain goatee.
Oh.
This is like evil Spock. Oh no, his beard's not dark. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna end this stream now. Thanks everybody for joining us
Okay.
and confirming there's teeth in City
Bye.
Skylines too. Bye.
Goodbye.
Happy Thursday. Teeth Thursday.